Hey everybody, Scott with Revolution Modern Martial Arts. I'm super excited to bring to you week 4 of our at-home training series. This week, we're going to be developing our accuracy. So let's get to it. As always, we're going to start off with our 10 jumping jacks to warm up our body. So let's get those 10 jumping jacks in, and then we're going to get into our horse stance and do our 10 focused punches from that position. So let's get that done. So now that we're starting to get warmed up, let's review our self-defense techniques. So take whichever self-defense technique or techniques you worked on in class this week. Let's practice those 3 times on each side, nice and easy. And then the same with our kata. Whatever portion of your kata you worked on in class, let's practice that 3 times, nice and easy, to get that mind-body connection, start working on things at home. As always, if you need a refresher on some of the things we worked on, you can see some videos on our app to help you review those techniques in kata. So let's get that done as well. Now it's time to get into our stretching. So we're going to work on what's called a standing quadriceps stretch. You may need a family member to help you or something to hold balance on. And we suggest that you get something to balance on. Again, so you're not fighting your balance, you're able to focus in on the stretch. So I'm going to use this wall. I could similarly use this pad, but I'm going to use the wall. I'm going to take my right hand in this case, turn so my right hand is close to the wall, place my hand on the wall. My left hand will grab my foot. I might have to bend my knees a little bit to get a hold of my foot. And now I'm going to stand up tall and drive my hips forward. I'm going to attempt to keep my knees close together as opposed to letting them come out that way. So I'm going to stand nice and strong. We're going to hold this for 30 seconds. And this is a standing quadriceps stretch. You should feel the stretch in the top of your leg, maybe even in your hip. We're going to make sure we do both sides. So let's get that done. Now we're going to move on to our strengthening portion. We've warmed up, we've stretched. Now we're going to strengthen with what we call a split squat. The way we're going to do this is get into a modified front stance position. My feet will be about shoulder width apart. I'm going to step forward nice and strong with one of my legs, in this case my left leg. My right heel is off the ground. And now I'm going to keep my body straight as I dip down, and I'm going to touch my knee to the floor and come back up. It's similar to a lunge, but we're going to keep our feet in this position. That's 1 repetition. We're going to do 10 of these. Off this side, we will switch sides, do the other leg. Let's make sure we do 2 sets of 10 on each leg. So that's 10 on the right, 10 on the left, go back to the right, do 10, and then do 10 on the left again, and you're done. Now our drill for this week is developing our cross and front kicks. Now cross and front is a footwork pattern that takes a lot of room, so you may have to do this outside. You have to have a little bit of room to get this done. Now the way that we're going to work on our cross in front is from a fighting stance position. I want to make sure that my legs are bent. Okay, if I have straight legs, if I'm standing too tall, it's very hard to cross in front and have balance. So I'm going to bend those legs. Now across in front, I take my rear leg and I'm going to cross it in front of my front leg. And then my front leg will now step. And that's how we do a cross in front footwork movement. We're going to add a kick in there though. As opposed to doing a cross in front and step, we're going to cross in front and kick. In this case, I'm going to do a cross in front front kick. So I'm in position, my right leg will cross in front, now my left leg will do a front kick and I will plant forward, okay? And that is the cross in front kick. We want to do these on a target. You may need help from mom and dad, a sibling, maybe they can hold a pad for you, or they can hold their hand, whatever it is. You're not going to be kicking things very hard. We're working on our accuracy, so as opposed to blasting through and kicking as hard as we can, what we want to do is make sure that we cross in front properly, and then we're going to put our foot on the target and place it back down with balance, using the ball of the foot. Again, when we do this technique, we should be fluid. I'm going to move forward, throw the kick, and plant, as opposed to being very robotic where I step, I catch my balance, I wait a second, and throw the kick. That's not what we want to do. So one more time, we're in position. We are going to cross in front kick, hitting that target. Now that you know how to do your cross in front kick, we want you to do 10 of those kicks on each side to get that down. Take your time, make sure it looks good, you're in balance, and you're practicing that accuracy. So that's our workout for this week. Make sure you practice at home, and we'll see you at Revolution. Thanks.